If you're new to this channel, let me fill you in. We bought this abandoned NASCAR track and we're on a mission to restore it and bring it back in a way that no one's ever seen before. In this video, we share some major updates about the track's progress, talk about some sponsor information, and most importantly, showcase both real-time and time-lapse footage of us transforming this place from a rotting shell into something legendary.
We're coming out of turn 2. As you can see, there's still the water barrels up there, but the entire wall, except for one piece, which I'm about to show you, which is super cool, has been taken down. This track is going to get so much wider back here. It's going to be incredible for racing, for side-by-side dirt racing here. But yeah, it's wild to see how much this has just opened up in just a couple of hours here by knocking these walls out. A lot of rebar, a lot of concrete to remove, but let me show you this, because this is really, really neat, what we kept here and what we'll be keeping on the property. The one piece that we've kept here of the backstretch wall is the old NASCAR logo. Super cool relic of what used to be here at the Mansfield Speedway, back then the Mansfield Motor Speedway. We're going to take that somewhere special on site for you guys to be able to see when you come through the gates of our racetrack. But really wanted to make sure we kept that because that's such a cool piece of the track's history. And then now as we knock out the walls and we move this into the track's future, it's just an amazing transformation of what's happening here. But to keep that in mind of what this place once was and maybe someday what maybe could come back. It's a really, really special piece. One to make sure we save that and not turn it into a pile of rubble. See over here, the guys have the first bit of the catch fence going in. We are lining this up to kind of get our bracket situated and our spacing situated for us mounting the rest of them here. We have about 600 foot of catch fence here right now. We are currently fabricating the rest of it in a shop in North Carolina to bring up here for the rest of the couple thousand feet of racetrack. So pretty cool though to see it going up, take some shape here. It's gonna be amazing when that's all done. Right now, just to get a few pieces together, but certainly feels like we're racing here soon, even though we're not. It's the only time I'm allowed in the women's restroom. Show me over here what I got all excited about.
Yay!
So this still needs to be built.
Okay.
But we haven't bust that rock.
Just keep it in.
Yep, Lego.
Concession stand is clean. Come over here, follow me. We got some wires and stuff hanging. So what we are gonna do, we are having a big Halloween haunted house. Excited for that, for you guys to come see this. We'll talk about that more later, but this is gonna be a walkthrough part of that, we believe at this point. A bunch of stuff hanging from the ceilings from there, but we got new ceiling tiles coming in for after that. This has all been pressure washed, all been hosed out, cleaned out. It is way cleaner in here than it was. We got a little bit of drainage stuff that we're having Mr. Reuter blow out. Shout out Mr. Reuter, they've been doing an awesome job as you saw in the other parts of the video. Yeah, way better for all this. See all the stainless steel, shine like new. It might be hard to see on camera, but these are much better than they were. So now all good to go for all of your beer, pop, etc. Yeah. Our hole that was in the roof up here is patched up. Bring in the insulation again and some tiles, but it's looking a whole lot better. Getting back up to code. We'll get all this reset from the toilet side and sink side in here. So again, more Mr. Rooter projects. Also, we have a lot of lights coming in from new gen lighting. So they're going to have all these going to LEDs. So save a lot of money and energy on the property. Pretty excited about that as well. Okay, so you see all the siding here. The shingles there are just a little bit different color on top of the roof. Where that siding was, or is, and where those shingles were, there's a giant freaking hole in that roof. So we got that patched up. We are trying to make these roofs last. Is it roof or roof? Roof. Anyway, roof. Roof. Try to make them last for another 1 to 2 years. These have all got to get replaced at some point. They've lost a lot of their strength. So we're working on that here, probably for 2027, but we've just got to get some money coming into this place because all these projects just cost so much, which we love doing. We're excited to get it back, but obviously some things we need to do in a second stage. So that'll be part of that. We're also excited for, again, the Halloween thing. All these signs you see, we're gonna do some cool little Halloween things with it. All these are basically going to be our Halloween only signs that we have. So we'll do some cool gruesome crap on here, and then we'll bring in our new signs for the start of the 2026 season.
Try it again.
I can't believe they just bent the fuck again a little bit. Alright.
Feed this. Is that tight? Is that tight enough for you?
Spick?
Yeah, more. You know, bush.
Robbie, what are you talking about here?
Talking about the mustache. See a square knot, a bowline knot. Dude, focus your attention. We gotta see.
So quite frankly, we've got Robbie all over here. Go zoom down. Post-game interview, how awful was that mistake back there?
That wasn't too bad. We were able to bounce back pretty good. I can't thank the guys at the shop enough for what they do. Thank you so much to Aggressive Plastics.
The one that got away. And it has doors. Finally.
I put some brake fluid in. You can fire it up here.
It's like yours almost, no? Yeah. It's Can-Am. Damn.
Got launch mode on there? Got launch mode for the whole shot? Wow. That's bad.
We are in the process of knocking this little shelf portion down so we can put more items inside the tech shed in this absolutely beautiful facility.
All right, today, so we're trying to make Geoff's dream garage. Basically, he's a master chef and we gotta give him a great kitchen to cook with. What we're gonna be doing is tearing down this shelf right here, consolidating everything that we had on these shelves, and we're gonna be putting it over to the one that we have to the left, you see here. So we think we have a good strategy in place and we can funnel everything over there and make it look pretty decent and get some more space in here in the garage. They're gonna be pissed to find out that I'm hungry and I wanna leave.
Where's your name come from?
Robbie comes from Lioness.
Devore.
Devore, I think it's French, not a capital V. Bunch of homegrown stupid people in my family though. A bunch of forklift operators, a bunch of trash workers, miners. Yeah. Long lineage.
What type of, like miners or
Well, we got some miners. But we got miners too. The guys with the black ones. baby. Alright, so let's talk some grandstand updates. So over here, as we've talked about for a long time, we're doing the beer garden. Just past that though, in the grassy area, we talked about what would be the best use for that spot, because we brought all this dirt in here. So we thought, well, if we put in the dirt, can we, obviously with the new sod and everything, bring that up enough for hillside seating? And the answer, probably not. So we're looking at doing a little, like 500 person grandstand over there, making it like the restart rowdy section. So give you guys some clappers and make you go crazy here in the restart zone, get some cool fan interaction. So that whole beer garden taking up the entire space, we've extended that quite a bit in our plans. Obviously in here, you have our normal grandstands. But what we're going to do now, after this last video that you saw on Facebook asking you, what should we do with our track as far as expanding the grandstands, what we're going to do there. So as we walk down here, we've talked about for a while doing the angle frame grandstands in this blank spot where they were tore out. There will be about 2,000 seats that get put in this area. What'll happen after that is you'll have the party pad up top. But as you look to this hillside here, it's not a very high hill. So we can't fit very many people in for the hillside. So what we're going to do is on the lower bowl of that grass there, we're gonna do about 5 rows of grandstands. In the middle there, where the grass flattens out, we're gonna level that all the way. And so that'll be a cool mingling spot up there. We'll have some kiosks up there, some tables, a little hangout spot. Then we're gonna do 5 more rows up top. So that's gonna be basically from the end of that fence line all the way over to where this hill disappears over there. So right where that scoreboard is, that's gonna be the end of these. So from that fence line to that scoreboard, that's about 3,000 more seats that we can put in. It's more cost effective because we don't have to put all the aluminum up on there. So that's gonna be a really cool area for that. We're gonna theme it to a certain way over there. So you'll have 3,000 seats here, another 2,000 some over here, another 500 down here, and then we might go extend this area a bit, but that beer garden walls will hold about 1,500 people. So almost 7,000 new seats going into our stadium here for the racetrack. And then on the backside, from the scoreboard down to about that crossover gate, those spots will have all the billboards and the Jumbotron. But what we're looking at doing, we got to see if our insurance will let us do this. But we want to do it to where you got your pickup truck, you have a reserved spot, basically your camping spot, to where you can camp, bring your buddies in, that's your spot, hang out at your truck, get up close to the catch fence and watch races from back there. That'll be your reserved spot for the year. So hoping to do dozens of spots back there, see how many we can fit. A little bit of old school feel here as we are putting the new school feels with our big billboards, that new Jumbotron that we're putting in. I can tell you today,
is going to be a 72 by 40. That's 72 feet by 40 feet, or 42 feet on there. That's a massive, massive Jumbotron. It is almost $1 million between that and the framing, and I know that's a lot of money. But when you guys come here for a dirt race or a drift festival or an EDM concert or a country fest here, it is going to make this place go into an entire another category of a true venue here. So we're so pumped up about that. So I mean, guys, like right now, it's crazy. We literally have the ticket booth just about completely done. We got to get the POS systems in there. Got to make sure we have our computers and stuff on that side for that piece of it. We got our internet being laid out by Spectrum right now for all of our coax and that deal. So we'll get Wi-Fi in that building. All of our security cameras, our brand new ones, will be coming in to be operated out of that room. But we are so close to having that done. Robbie's kicking it on the pressure washer. He is making heck of a lot of progress on that thing. So now, as we go down the rest of the buildings here, this concession stand, very, very close. If we don't use it for Halloween, we could be done with that concession stand, I would say, in a month with getting in all the appliances and everything for it. These grandstands are done, obviously, for this part. The catch fences, excuse me, the catch fences, the walls, the grandstands, that's going to take us about until February to finish everything. So that's going to be what takes the longest. But from bringing an event here, the end of September for that Halloween event, we'll be able to host that here already because all the buildings in the concourse are ready to go. The guys are taking down the lights on the poles right now to go replace them with our new LED replacements there for the heads. So really, this entire area is going to be ready to roll in just a few weeks, which is absolutely insane. These guys have been kicking ass with their progress on here. So really, really cool. Still, when we come back to the track side, it's like, man, we feel like we're so close. Then you go here and we're like, well, got the walls knocked out, a good bit of them today. Got to get the inside walls knocked out still. They got the main ones out of here. They got to clean us up. Got to get our access road around paved too. So there's still so much work to go, but starting to feel like we're really making some progress here, which is exciting. Let's talk some business. Well, this is a racetrack venue, whatever. But in order to make this thing go, to keep this around for generations to come, obviously the biggest thing here is money. It's a tough conversation, right? Because when I'm talking to you guys here about this, there is such a demand from the consumer side to come here to the Mansfield Speedway. But what that also opens up on the backside too is because of that demand, because of your guys following and what you've done for us to create this buzz around the Mansfield Speedway, is how we go about our corporate partnerships. Now, I will say this right off the bat, we are not going to be a corporate track, and what I mean by that is you will see corporate partners here, but we're going to do our own thing. So what happens there is we have to sell sponsorship packages. Obviously, any NFL, MLB, NASCAR stadium you go to, you see the stuff plastered all over the walls. But the reason, being here, why we have the amenities we do, of course, is the fan side, but when you come to our track, we have almost 16 VIP suites. Every one of those suites, whether it's a trade out for a trade like concrete, plumbing, whatever that might be, we're working those deals into how we present those offers. So, for example, Mr. Reuter, they're working with us on some of our plumbing and our future services there and getting our buildings back up and going. So in trade for that, we get a little bit of a discount by giving them a suite on there. Another deal on there would be talking about our drinks and our food. So we'll go more into that in a little bit here. But obviously you have big sponsors here as well. So we're vetting our primary sponsor for the racetrack. And with this, you're talking a large chunk of money to basically have the naming rights around the stadium. I will be honest, one thing I'm not doing though, is I'm not giving up on the Mansfield Speedway name. So it might be Mansfield Speedway presented by something, but no matter what, the name is staying Mansfield Speedway, unless there's an incredible offer that we just can't turn down. But I really want to make sure we keep our value and our naming intact on that. With that being said though, we have an entire wall that we have to repaint. So of course you see at racetracks on there, you got your Coke logos, you might have your Pepsi logos, you got your hospital, whatever that might be on those. But when you have the billboards there, we'll have 12 to 15, 16 by 20, very large 16 by 20 foot billboards back there. So folks want to come in and they want to go sponsor a billboard. That gives them the advertising. When all the people here come see an event, we're looking at 150 to 200,000 plus people who will come into the Mansfield Speedway over a season here in 2026. So they're going to see that name on there. They're going to see the call to action, whether it's a phone number, QR code, whatever. But then that Jumbotron we've been talking about so much, our 70 by 40 foot Jumbotron, massive, 60 feet in the air, it's going to be incredible. But you have replays on there, you have your little games on there and stuff that you do for fan activations. Obviously all that stuff, those are all assets that we can sell. So what's different here, a typical short track might sell around, call it $100,000 to $200,000 worth of sponsorships, whether that's straight cash or that is the actual cash plus concrete work or landscaping work or a tax or whatever that might be. And they trade those out to get a better value for them. They might get some season tickets. They might get a race named after them. Obviously there's race naming rights on that part. So just to give you a little bit of background for me, I've worked in racing now for, I guess it's 18 or 19 years, but for the better part of the last 5 to 7 years, I've really worked hard in the sponsored department. So whether it be for my own racing, for Live Fast Motorsports when I worked there, and on the team to bring in sponsorship and corporate partnerships, that is such an integral part about making the fan experience better, giving value to these partners, and making it to where it's synergistic, to where it helps our bottom line, keeps us open, keeps us going, to where we can reinvest that into better fan experiences. But we really try to give that value back to our partners that come to be a part of the exciting revival of the Mansfield Speedway. So when we sell those areas, that you guys feel like you're getting something from that, whether that be giveaways or picture zones or photo zones, this is not selling out. This is purely what you have to do to operate as a racetrack and as a venue. And that's why any venue you go to, you just see so many billboards, so much signage, so much sponsorship, because without that, you're really limited to how much we can actually put on. We're, for the other business side of this, we're just marking up basically how many employees per night we will need to have for our big shows. And we calculated about 200 part-time employees that will have to work here at the track, between gates, concessions, security, cleanup crews, bartenders, the folks who run the coolers and stuff, and then have the stuff that runs up and down the grandstand with hot dogs and drinks and those kind of deals, and on and on. And so when you have 150 to 200 people here that are operating the track, it's a lot of people. So every single event, that's why you see these names come in here. But let's get into, for a little bit, what we are deciding of how we present these opportunities for you guys to buy things, who you buy from when you're at our racetrack, and why that matters. So I'm gonna dive into a little bit here about the beverage, the concession side, and give you just a little bit of a peek into what we are deciding right now today of what to do with our track for when you come into the gates here, what you can buy, what you can experience, what you can do, and why that matters. So one of the things that's kind of neat behind the scenes here is, we've had all this construction stuff going on, all of our planning going on for that side of it. But what a lot of people don't get to see is how you choose what you're going to sell at the track. So we'll start with soda, right? So you have Coca-Cola and Pepsi as your main two options on there. And what's kind of cool is we get to, pitch them on different ideas around the track, different activations. They basically come and say, okay, we will have the official pouring rights for the track. So you evaluate them based on the marketing dollars that they give, the revenue that the soda can generate around here. So obviously there's Coke fans, there's Pepsi fans. And so what we're doing right now is vetting both Pepsi and Coke to see what offers they will have for our racetracks. It's pretty neat because you basically have to think of, in this market, what do people want from the consumer side, from what they're getting for their soft drinks, and then what options are there. And you also look at a market analysis of, okay, what stadiums have Pepsi and Coke, who has the better offer from the marketing dollar side, because they do support from that piece of it. But then also saying, all right, well, Pepsi's gonna come in, and these are all arbitrary numbers, these are not exact numbers, but say they come in and they go, well, we're gonna give you, $5, $10, $20, $30,000 in marketing support on there. They also say, well, we'll have the coolers, the fridges, umbrellas, things you see at most venues. That comes from the soda company themselves. There's also the other component though, which is a big one, which is the energy drink side. So if you go with Pepsi, you're gonna have Celsius and Alani. Now, if you go with Coca-Cola, you're gonna have Monster and NOS Energy. So you can kind of see how we have to make the decision on what the consumer wants to buy. So right now we're figuring out all of that to say, what's the best package for us, who can provide the best deal for us. But then for you guys, when you want to go buy something, do you want Budweiser? Do you want Mick Ultra? Do you want Miller Lite? Do you want Natty Light? Do you want Busch Light? So all that stuff we got to figure out in their product lineups of what we're going to serve here. And on the backside of the business part, how are they going to be a marketing partner? So all this stuff goes on in the background. This is a bit long-winded to say. Right now we are evaluating everything for what the consumers want. If they want Coke or Pepsi, if they want Budweiser, if they want Miller. I'm not even talking about yet the liquor part of this, because that's a whole nother conversation. But it's pretty cool because they can really make an impact here of having their own track here, their own sampling rights, their own events that they can put on in conjunction of what we do. So we want people to come in here from the company side of not only are they going to be a partner to sell products here for us to generate revenue, but then also to say, okay, well, who is going to be making the fan experience better, to make cool experiences, have people taking photos with stuff, getting samples, getting free drinks, and those kind of promotions. So all that is going on right now. We're making our decisions on that side, but I'm also curious what you guys like here in the comments between all these brands, Coke or Pepsi, Miller, Budweiser, and their respective brands underneath them. So yeah, pretty neat stuff.